We're here at Jazz Live San Diego with Gene Perry, who's bringing in the Latin Jazz Orchestra to Jazz Live tonight here at the Seville Theater. Gene, thanks for joining us tonight and bringing the band in.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very happy to be here tonight.
Yes, so tell us, let's run through and do the traditional run through of the band that you're bringing in tonight, and feel free to elaborate a little bit on those that you'd like to.
Okay. Let's start with a musical director and arranger on keyboards, Alan Phillips, and he arranged and produced the CD, and it's a heavy mainstay in the band.
The CD, just so that people remember, is called
Tambor Lo Dice Todo. My drum says it all.
So, and Alan was a collaborator on.
Yes, Alan arranged all the tunes and wrote a few tunes in the CD, and played different various instruments, also piano and some percussion.
I want to chat a little bit more about him later, but continue on through the band members.
On bass tonight we have a very talented bass player that played with the great Eddie Palmieri and Mongo Santa Maria, Eddie Resto from Puerto Rico, and he resides in Los Angeles right now. Very glad to have him tonight. On bongo and vocals is Joey De Leon, another very talented percussionist, plays with the Poncho Sanchez band, and freelances with a lot of the groups in Los Angeles and the Bay Area.
Sea Love, Chris Springer's very high on him. And
yes, definitely. So it should be. We got a few surprises for tonight. On timbales we have Mike Holguin, very talented drummer percussionist. On the trumpets, on first trumpet we have Brad Steinway. He's been around San Diego for many years. Very talented trumpet player. Second trumpet is Steve Ebner, also been around San Diego for a while. Bob Campbell on the saxophone, and he's been with me also for a few years. Very dependable player. And our vocalist, Joaquin McWinney, Kino, alias Kino from the Big Mountain Band, and he's also on the CD with us. So it's and myself, Gene Perry, on congas and percussion.
So Gene, a lot of these are the same artists that played on your recent release. Release.
From the ones that are here, actually, well, only Alan and myself, actually, because but this is the top band here in San Diego that I use. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about and what you were trying to do with that, capture a style of the 70s of Ray Barretto, salsa big bands in New York. Tell us that.
Yeah, we wanted to capture that sound with the big orchestra type sound, and the development of the horns. So we had like 6 horns, and that was special because that was a good time in the salsa music, the 70s, with Ray Barretto, Johnny Pacheco, and some of the Latin percussion groups. And that was our idea, to kind of mix it up, playing some jazz tunes, instrumental boogaloo style jazz tunes, and also the salsa, up-tempo salsa rhythms. And with that, with that orchestration with the horns and the percussion mixed together, we created that marriage between the percussion and the horns, and that kind of gave us that feeling that we wanted, for that style of music.
So you grew up in Santurce? Is that how you? Santurce, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, which is a town in San Juan, next to San Juan, downtown Puerto Rico. It's a small town, and yes, that's where I was born.
And the connection with this disc that I've kind of been able to make from reading and listening is this whole idea of a wealth of rhythms, different rhythms, and there it seems like that was an area where there were lots of different rhythms that you could pick up on, and that kind of flowed into this, the different rhythms you use on the new disc.
Yes, because we was trying to figure out what name to give it, and we were thinking and thinking. We came up with "Mi tambor lo dice todo." My drum says it all. Let the drum speak. When I was being raised in Puerto Rico, I was surrounded, by Latin African rhythms and the different traditional folklore rhythms from Puerto Rico, like bomba, plena, and some of the Cuban rhythms, rumba, guaguancó, and rumba jambu, and Colombia. And developing those rhythms there in Puerto Rico, as a percussionist, that gave me, that feeling and that idea that, when I did record something, because it's been in the works for a few years, and finally, we were able to get it out, and that's what I felt, that let the drum say it all.
Mm-hmm. So, in those rhythms that you heard growing up in Puerto Rico, was that something that anyone would have heard, or was the fact of some musical background in your family also exposed you to more? What's the impact of your family upbringing on that?
Yes, it's a musical family. My dad and my mother and my sister all play the piano, and my dad also played percussion. Like, I would hear these songs and these rhythms at home, and where I lived is in front of a park, and there was constant jam sessions there, on the weekends. So I was like right there, and that just by listening, because sometimes you can develop the rhythms, by practicing and playing, but listening, and it's like, it's inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have it there, it's naturally there, and, it comes out.
So you were talking about the fact that the album has been a long time coming, and I'm sure that lots of your fans here in San Diego that have known you for many years have been wondering when there was going to be a Gene Perry disc out. Tell us how long you've been here in the San Diego community and here.
Well, in San Diego, it's been quite a few years. I got here in 1968.
What brought you here?
And my dad, he worked for the city of Philadelphia at the time, and they offered him a position here in San Diego. Model cities, better jobs through training. They needed a bilingual here. So he was like, he became the deputy director of model cities, dealing with the youth and, working with the city and the community.
Mm.
And he came, and then we all came here.
Well, that seems to be a thread in your music too, and in your viewpoint on music as being something that brings people together, and that. So that seems like kind of a legacy you may have gotten there, but you've added then the musical part of it to it.
Yeah, because our music speaks of life and its struggles, and it talks about what we do in our daily living, and some of the songs are talking about what's going on in the neighborhood, what's going on and what they're talking about, and that's it's part of our heritage, the music, and it's very, very uplifting.